Welcome back, besties. If you're new here, my name is Destiny and this is Ibis Amber Crafts. For today's video, I am in my craft room, well, future craft room. It still has quite a bit of love that it needs before it's officially called my craft room, but we are over at the new house today. We are trying to take advantage of our weekend time so we can paint the house, do a bit of a kitchen renovation by ripping off the laminate on the cabinets and then repainting it, and a couple of other cosmetic things before we move in February. So the house is definitely not up to par, but I figured why not record a video for the first time in my future craft room. Super excited about that. Hope there's not an echo. If there is, I apologize, but I am working with what I have. For today's video, it's going to be a crafting plans for 2026. This is kind of a reminder, more so for myself, so that in a year I can look back and see, one, what I accomplished, two, if I stuck to the crafting plans that I had for this year, and three, kind of create a little bit of a resolution for myself. Hopefully this inspires a couple of you, and making sure to prioritize some time for yourself this year. One thing I've noticed is year after year, I'm always constantly doing things for others, and I'm always making sure to keep my priorities. But one of the priorities that I tend to forget is taking time for myself. So this is a reminder for myself and anyone else who is constantly doing things for others and forgetting to take a little bit of time for yourself. Let's sit down, let's make crafting plans, let's make somewhat resolutions for the new year when it comes to this, and let's reflect back the following year. Before I officially talk about my crafting plans, I do want to let you guys know some of the crafting plans that I am personally planning for this year have to do with the 2026 prediction trends. Now, I am not a trendy girl in the sense that trends don't really speak to me anymore. Back when I was 18, 20, 21, obviously I was a trendy girl. I used to love to keep up with the trends, love to buy all the fast fashion, and that is no longer something that resonates with me. I have definitely learned to slow down and appreciate quality over quantity. Some of my crafting plans do pertain to the 2026 trends predictions. I'm more so doing this in a way where I noticed the trends because, I mean, there were videos popping up everywhere. Now, there was a couple that resonated with me and inspired me when I was sitting down and figuring out what my craft plans were for this year. Starting with the first one, mixed media crafting. I know you guys have seen this around. I definitely have. I'm super excited, and I got really inspired by the idea of mixing media. In 2025, towards the middle and the end of the year, I started noticing a lot of people who crafted, a lot of the crafters that I follow, they started mixing medias. I'm talking about sewing mixed with crochet, knit mixed with felting, crochet mixed with knit, lace mixed with sewing, crochet mixed with beads. I mean, the list goes on. And I think this is really fun. I think it's a really great way to be creative, to think outside of the box, and to mix multiple medias that you love. So for me personally, I definitely plan to partake in this trend, as we are calling it, but it's more so an inspiration for me that kind of allowed my creative juices to start flowing, and now I have a million and one different ideas of what I want to do. For me personally, I think for the mixed media crafting, I'm definitely leaning towards mixing sewing, knitting, and crocheting together. I'm also intrigued by the beads, but not as much, because I do feel like beads tend to, if it's not jewelry, beads to me tend to expire with time. They resurface. I will say they resurface pretty often, but I'm not enough of someone who loves beads as much to incorporate it into their crafting. I definitely see myself leaning more towards the knitting, the crocheting, and definitely 110% the sewing. I might try felting, I might not. I did thrift a knit to felt book and there were a lot of really cool and interesting things you could do with felting. So who knows, I might attempt that this year, but it's a little bit closer to the middle back part of my mind. The forefront is definitely crochet, knit, and sewing. And oof, can't wait to mix those together. Crafting plan number 2. This one, I'm probably jumping on the trend a little late, but I don't care. It is something that is definitely a prediction for this year, and that is filet crochet and lace. Now, lace, I don't think I'll be participating in too much, not because it's not something that I'm interested. Actually, I am very interested in this, but it is something that's very time consuming, and it is also something that requires a lot of time, and it's a very delicate, beautiful and wonderful process that I'm not ready, where I'm not at the point in my life where I'm interested in taking it up. Maybe I'll revisit it back when I'm like 60 or 70, but as of right now, I think filet crochet is where I'm gonna stay at. When I stumbled across a couple of videos for the 2026 fashion trends as well as crochet trends, the lace detail spoke to me immediately. I was definitely one of those girls back when I was 16 through 20, where I enjoyed little lace details. I enjoyed the sheer tops and so on and so forth. So I'm really excited to dip my toes in some filet crochet and come up with some really nice pieces for me to bring into my wardrobe, bring into my closet, and become my version of a timeless piece. So this is super fun. I think I'm definitely gonna lean more towards the white and maybe even like black filet crochet looking items, because I want it to be a little bit more delicate, a little more lacy, which is what I've been seeing and I'm excited for. So what I'm going to be leaning towards for filet crochet, I do want to see if I can create lacier looking items with filet without having to actually do lace. We'll see how that goes. I'm not 100%. I'm hoping to create some kind of like lacy accent features. I'm leaning towards a couple of the things that I'm looking forward to create with filet crochet are some hair accessories, some headbands, and a couple of accent pieces or like layering pieces. So I've seen triangle wrap detailing that people put on top of like their pants or even on their dresses and skirts. I'm interested in that, as well as my good old classic favorite, a vest. I am interested in creating some sort of filet crochet vest. I think that is an awesome little layering piece, and I think that'd be really cute to style up for this spring and summer, but who knows, that might just be the grandma in me, so I might not do that just yet. Crafting plan number 3. I'm 110% diving deep into it this year, and it is accessories. I'm talking hats, scarves, belts, scrunchies, even jewelry. I am leaning into it all. Oh, and let's not forget socks. I have seen so many accessory examples of what the trend predictions are for this year, and I am for it. Where I'm at in my age, I have definitely come to appreciate having a easier closet to maneuver through. And what I mean by that is I'm still a fashion girly. I love my fashion. I love looking nice. It's something that makes me feel good, helps me feel put together. But having too many items in my closet that are not interchangeable or versatile really gave me a headache, especially for the lifestyle that I tend to live. I am not someone who's going to the Golden Globes, red carpets, needing super extravagant dresses all the time. I'm also not a fashionista who's posting all the latest fashion, so I constantly have to change things. None of those are me. I am someone who enjoys taking a hike, who likes to just throw on something where I feel cute and confident and I feel good about myself, but I'm able to go to the store, go hang out with friends, go get some lunch with my fiance or my mother or something like that. I'm a little bit more of an everyday casual girly. I do have my times where I like to dress it up a little bit. All in all, I have learned that my closet, I prefer to be a little bit more on the functional side. So accessories for me personally are an amazing way for you to change any outfit. You could wear the same shirt and the same pants over and over again, but with the right accessories, you can turn it into 5 different outfits. That's what I'm looking for. So accessories to me as a trend for this year is just chef's kiss. It's right up my ballpark. So I'm excited to crochet, sew, and even test out knitting for some accessories. Never knit before, first time knitter, only done the centro. So a little nervous, but super excited all at the same time. I'm also thinking of even trying to play around with beads and air dry clay or polymer clay. Honestly, for accessories, I cannot choose one thing specific. I have a book at home where that book has a lot of the drawings that I kind of come up with out of my head for things that I want to try and create. And a lot of them happen to be accessories. So I don't really have a specific accessory I'm leaning towards. Honestly, I'm just an accessories girl. I love the idea of trying to make hair accessories, belts, which we'll have to see about that because sometimes that can be a little too boho for me. And I feel like I don't know. Oh my God. Is that a hawk? Oh, I'm gonna love this craft room. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, got distracted. Sorry about that. When it comes to accessories, I'm honestly excited about all of them. Doing smaller projects is really nice because you get to play around with a lot of stitches or even techniques that you've never participated in, and you don't have to worry about trying to do it on a massive piece like a sweater or a pair of pants or something of that nature. So count me in on this one. My fourth crafting plan. This one I'm pretty sure should have been very obvious, especially with me standing in my new home decor. That is going to be a huge thing for me this year. We just bought this house. We are currently in the process of doing our own little facelift to prepare our home for us to move into. And with that, I am going to be in a thrifting DIY crafting craze when it comes to changing this house into my home. So there will be a lot of home decor things that I want to do. I want to learn to sew some curtains. I would like to thrift for some really vintage, beautiful looking picture frames. And I have some really great ideas on designs that I want to do to put inside of it. Some of it being filet crochet and some of it being quilted. For home decor, I am specifically excited for the thrifting. I am a thrifter. I have always been a thrifter. My entire life, my mother has been someone who participated in providing donations to churches and the homeless shelters. So every so often, anyone at work, at her job, who had items of clothing that no longer fit them or no longer had a purpose in their closet, they always knew they could go to my mom, give her all that stuff, and she would put in the time and the effort to donate it to some sort of cause. However, she'd always let me, or more so, I would always beg to let me rummage through it so then I can see what I was interested in and I could restyle for myself. So I've always had a love for thrifting, for secondhand items. I haven't really been thrifting lately because we were saving obviously for this house. And now that we have the house and we're in the process of working out a good budget for ourselves, I am hoping to kind of prioritize the time to go thrifting for home decor. I'm a big advocate of one man's trash is another man's treasure, and boy, is there so much treasure out there. So I love going out to look. I'm excited to bring you guys along for some thrifting videos to find either DIY or refurbishing pieces that we can do. Now, I am not a big refurbisher, so don't expect me to grab an entire dresser and change it out. No, maybe some little things. We'll start with the little things. I am not a professional sewer or seamstress, or is it sewist? I'm not sure, but one of those. I've only ever hand sewed my entire life. I recently found secondhand from this really sweet Asian lady a pretty much brand new mint condition sewing machine with a bunch of accessories that she just gave to me, and I have a sewing machine. So sewing is something I've always loved, especially someone who always got secondhand items. I would have to cinch this in, shorten this, so on and so forth. So now having an actual sewing machine opens my mind and my creativity and my crafting to another level. So there will be crafting videos for, like I stated, curtains. We'll be making some pillows. I want to make some beanbag chairs for my cat and my dog, so then they have little places to lay themselves all around the house. As far as crafting plans, those are the 4 major points for myself that I have as far as set plans and ideas that I want to make sure I get to crafting this year. But I also have some 4 crafting resolutions that I want to document and make sure I stay true to. First one, I need to do destashing projects this year. I have so much yarn, too much yarn actually, and I want to make sure I sit down and think of ways to shop the yarn I have for the crafting plans that I have this year. Destashing projects is the biggest one on my list because I do want to work my way through my yarn. The second thing that I have as a resolution and plan for this year is going to be market prep and Etsy. My goal is to work for myself. I want to work for myself doing what I love, which is crafting. And right now specifically, it is crochet. I've always dreamt of doing something that I love for myself and being able to create a comfortable life with it. In 2025, I went to a bunch of markets in the local area to get an idea of what was out there, what people were crafting, what they were putting, and also honestly to get an idea if there was anyone else who was going to have a booth similar to mine. And surprisingly, there isn't. So I see a bit of a void in a sense, and I want to try and fill it. One, to showcase my art to the community, but also get an idea if this is something that I can really turn into my 9 to 5. I am going to bite the bullet. I am throwing that fear away, and I'm going to take the necessary steps this year. Mark me, this year, try and make my own booth and open up my own Etsy shop. Number 3 pertains to mastering my craft. I'm making it a mission this year to fully dive in and master my craft. That means studying, going to seminars if I can find local ones, failing and learning the lessons from those failing, but also learning more about the fiber. I want to take time to learn more about the fiber. I made a very big rookie mistake and overconsumed in quite a bit of yarn, leaving me with this overwhelming stash. Now, with me doing the market preps and the Etsy's, it is somewhat beneficial, but moving forward, I'd like to be a little bit more intentional with my purchasing when it comes to yarn. And the only way I'll be able to do that is by learning more about the fiber and figuring out what is preferable to me. But I will be making a video of things that I wish I knew as a beginner crocheter. And I'll be making a video about fiber. I figured if I'm gonna learn it, I can 1, document it for myself to always look back on, but 2, share the information to anyone else who is on their crochet or crafting journey and is interested in learning about the fiber. And my final resolution for this year, it's something a little bit more cutesy. I don't even know if you can really call it a resolution, but I want to make sure I prioritize. I would like to plan mini dates for myself. I just want to take myself on cute little dates. I would think it would be nice to dress up, get out of the house, and make some quality time for me. So those are my 8 creative plans for this year. I'm super excited for 2026. I don't know what it is, but I woke up feeling rejuvenated and so full of positive energy, which makes me think this year is going to be a great year. I just have to put one foot in front of the other, slap the fear back, and tell myself to keep going. So, what are some creative plans you have this year? Is there anything from my list that you enjoy? Or are you gonna take yourself out on some cute, fun dates to some local yarn shops and coffee shops this year? Let me know. I'm excited to chat and talk about all the wonderful opportunities that we are gonna receive and develop this year. Putting it out there, even if it has nothing to do with creativity. If you just have a goal for yourself that you wanna set, add it down into the chat. So then next year, when we sit down and we talk about what we did, what we planned to do last year, did we accomplish it, and then create our new resolutions, you can look back on your comment too and see if you actually succeeded in making it happen. But that's gonna be it for today. Sorry if the video is a little short. I didn't want to overwhelm myself, giving myself like 30 different crafting plans and resolutions. And because I'm still in the beginning phase of developing what my niche is, I didn't want them to be crazy specific, and then it put me in a box to where I didn't get to creatively explore enough. But aside from that, I'm super happy to have you guys here, super excited for what's to come in 2026. Can't wait to see you guys again in the next video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. It really helps me develop this channel, and it allows me to know that you lovely people are enjoying and connecting with me. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye-bye.